Okay, kids, it's Grandma Shannon here, and we are now getting ready for part 9 of the Kingdom of the Fairies. Now, you remember Geronimo went past the witches, and he went past the mermaids, and he went past the dragons, and he went past the pixies, and he went past the gnomes, and now he is getting ready to enter the Kingdom of the Giants. Brrr, what a cold climate. The land of never-ending snowflakes. Once again, a musical note tinkled. It was an A. The amethyst in the music box lifted up. Beneath it, I saw a word engraved in the Fantasian alphabet. I wondered what it said, but I was too cold to worry about it because we were standing in the middle of snow-covered mountains. The icy air stung our lungs. Cheesy niblets, I was freezing my tail off. It's always winter in the icy kingdom of the giants, King Factual explained. Some call it the land of never-ending snowflakes. I shivered. Don't get me wrong. I like snowflakes as much as the next rodent. I just like them when I'm inside my mouse hole drinking a nice cup of hot cheddar. Before long, we discovered the map of the kingdom of giants. It was sculpted on a piece of granite. The gnomes, the toad, and I studied the map. Princess Scatterbrain and Trick were busy playing with a large pine cone. The pine cone rolled down a hill and they ran after it. That is when disaster struck. The pine cone settled in the middle of a frozen lake. When Princess Scatterbrain tried to reach it, she crashed right through the ice. Talk about an icebreaker. Luckily, we formed a chain and were able to pull out our friend. And here's the thing that tells you all about the kingdom of the giants. And here's the map. The peak of purity, the lake of willingness, the mountain of courage, peak of strength, the road of the ancient kings, the mountain of pride, mountain of honor, Excalibur, generosity river, den of the bear who saved the giant, hot thermal springs, falcon's beak, the royal palace of the giants. It's right over here. Peak of hope, mountain of white fury, mountain of compassion, and peak of forgiveness. That's way over here. On the road of the ancient kings. Princess Scatterbrain was so cold she couldn't breathe fire for 10 whole minutes. Finally, we started off again along a white gravel road. Massive statues of proud warriors stared down at us as we passed. This is the road of ancient kings. Once there were many members of the royal family, but now they're all gone. There was no one to wear the crown of the king of the giants, Scribblehopper told us. Suddenly, I noticed a giant shadow among the statues. Who is it? I stood trembling, but nobody answered. My whiskers quivered. Who is it? Who's there? I stammered. Just then, someone pinched my tail. Was it a monster? Was it a giant? Was it a giant monster? Suddenly, I heard a teeny, tiny laugh. I whipped around. It was that pesky pixie Trick. Again, he'd been playing tricks on me ever since I'd met him. Now he tied my tail up in a knot and stuck his tongue out at me. Look at the night. Oh, what a sight. He's shaking with fear. It's perfectly clear, he teased and ran off. I was steaming. This was it. It was time for me to put my paw down. I was sick and tired of Trick's annoying pranks. I took off after him. My friends cheered me on. Go get him, Knight, they called. Teach him a lesson, they shouted. The pixie thumbed his nose at us. He hopped up on one of those statues. He climbed up the warrior's horse, tiptoed to the tip of his sword. You can't catch me, furry snout. All you can do is cry and pout, Trick sneered. I was gnashing my teeth together. I was ready to shake him. I was ready to squeeze him. But was I ready to risk my life to save him? The pixie had slipped. He was dangling off the statue from his hat. Help, he squealed, I'm going to fall. I started to climb up the statue, but at the top I remembered something. I'm afraid of heights. This says, I'm afraid of heights, I'm afraid of heights, I'm afraid of heights. Pixie Jam. Be careful, Sir Geronimo, Scribblehopper cried. I looked down. My friends were so tiny. Holy cheese! I was practically touching the clouds. My paws began to shake. Sweat poured from my fur. Oh, why did I climb up so high? I wasn't a monkey, I was a mouse. Correction, I was a scaredy mouse. Please save me, Trick begged. If I fall, I'll be nothing but pixie jam. What could I do? Even though the pixie was a pest, he didn't deserve to be turned into preserves. At last, I reached the very top of the statue. Give me your hand, quick, I told the pixie. I grabbed him just before his cap ripped in two. We carefully climbed back down. As soon as we reached the ground, Trick threw his arms around me and sang a song to me. You're so gentle, kind, and brave. I'll never forget my life you saved. Anyone can say they're a knight. We left the statues behind us and continued traveling. At last, we reached the top of the mountain of White Fury. We searched for the diamond door that would lead us to the kingdom of fairies. But there was so much snow it was hard to see. Plus, with every paw step, I sank further down into the powdery drifts. It was then that I noticed another set of paw prints. Well, they weren't exactly paw prints. They're more like a giant set of footprints. Are you sure that no one lives in this kingdom? I asked the frog. Before he could answer me, everything went fuzzy. A strong gust of wind sent my glasses flying. I was blind as my grouchy Grandma One Whisker before her cataract surgery. I began to feel around the snow for my glasses. All of a sudden, I touched something soft and hairy. I gulped. Something told me it wasn't a cute little snow bunny. Just then I found my glasses, and I put them on. I nearly fainted. I was holding the red beard of a giant. I let go and tumbled back into the snowdrift. Maybe if I played dead. See, there's the beard of the giant. There's his glasses. Maybe if I play dead, the giant will go away, I thought. At that moment, Giant's shoe stepped on me. Help, I squeaked. I'm not dead. It was just an act. The shoe moved. Sorry, a loud but kind voice said. I didn't see you. There's the giant shoe. And there's the giant's hand. The giant picked me up by my tail and dangled me in the air. Two blue eyes stared at me with curiosity. Who are you? The giant asked. Scribblehopper spoke up. Can't you see? He's a knight in shiny armor, of course. He's come to save the Queen of the Fairies. My whiskers curled in frustration. For the last time, Scribblehopper, I am not a knight. My name is Stilton. Geronimo Stilton. The giant thought this over. Anyone can say they're a knight, he said. How many tournaments have you won? How many damsels have you saved? And where is your suit of shining armor? I tried to explain that I wasn't a knight. I just wanted to help the Queen of the Fairies. Save a queen? Yes, that's something a knight would do, he muttered. Meanwhile, King Factual and Queen Cozy introduced themselves and asked the giant to join us on our journey. The giant scratched his head. Anyone can say they're going on a journey. Where are you going? How long will it take? Are you bringing a bathrobe and a pair of slippers? As they were talking, Trick discovered a hot thermal spring. I'm going for a swim, Pixie announced. The giant chewed his lip. Anyone can say that they're going for a swim. Do you have a bathing suit? Are you going to dive in or jump in? Will you do a backstroke or tread water? He asked. Princess Scatterbrain rolled her eyes. Okay, this is like sizzling my brain cells. I'm going to take a snooze, she grumbled. The giant knit his eyes. Anyone can say they're taking a snooze. Did you bring a pillow? A blanket? How about an alarm clock? He asked. I closed my eyes. I couldn't take it anymore. I felt like we were all caught up in a never-ending game of Giant Jeopardy. Fortunately, at that very moment, Queen Cozy decided to make us lunch. The last of the giants. The air filled with the delicious smell of toasted cheese. I sighed. There's nothing like yummy toasted cheese sandwich after you've been stepped on by a giant. Queen Cozy laid the sandwiches on plates. Then she offered each of us a glass of lemonade. Fresh squeeze, she declared. Giant sniffed his drink. Anyone can say their lemonade is fresh squeezed. When did you squeeze it? How long did it take? Did you use a juicer? He asked. The Queen of the Gnomes turned purple. She looked like she wanted to stick the giant in her juicer. While King Factual calmed the Queen down, he turned to the giant. You still haven't told us your name, I said. The giant showed me a ring with a falcon on it. I belong to the royal house of Falcon's Beak, but I don't have a name anymore. I forgot it when I lost everyone I love," he said, wiping away a giant tear. I pulled an umbrella out of my backpack. After all, who wants to be drowned in somebody else's tears? Luckily, the giant wasn't offended. He went on with his story. It seemed like the giant was the youngest of 12 brothers. For years they lived happily on Falcon's Beak. Then one day there was a terrible avalanche. The family was buried alive in their castle. Only the one giant survived. A mother bear dug him out of the ice and raised him with her cubs. Well, that explained the lovely honey t-shirt he was wearing. Then one day I met him, the giant continued, pointing behind me. I looked around nervous. I didn't want another giant foot stepping on me by accident. But no giant showed up. Instead, a magnificent falcon appeared. It landed on the giant's arm. "I found it with a broken wing," the giant said. "When it got better, I set it free, but it wouldn't leave me. We've been friends ever since." Have you ever seen a falcon? They're amazing birds. And this one was smiling. There's the mama bear, and there's the giant falcon. I think that's a good place to stop.